Afternoon guys, and welcome to Arboleas on a wonderfully sunny and very warm November afternoon. Super excited about this next video, inspired by your good selves, the people who tune into our YouTube channel on a regular basis, the people who bought fantastic properties here in Arboleas with us over recent times, or over at the moment on a viewing trip looking for property. We are asked on a constant basis, and via email or whilst we're out on viewings, other than going for a drink and something nice to eat, and we appreciate there's some fantastic bars and cafes in Arboleas, wonderful beaches 25-30 minutes down the road, but other than this sort of thing, what else is going on? What else is there for us to do? Aren't we going to get bored? Certainly not. Hell no. Crikey Moses. I thought I could kind of put a video together and illustrate some of the wonderful clubs and activities that are going on locally. I thought this would take me a couple of weeks. No, it hasn't. It's taken me an awful long time because there's just so much going on our doorstep. So the following video, and I apologise that it's a little bit lengthy, is me visiting a number of great clubs, groups, all local to Arboleas, many of them actually in Arboleas itself, to give you guys an idea, and hopefully you'll feel inspired to take part in some of these things, go along, meet some wonderful people, and just enjoy yourselves generally. There's another apology to make because I just have not had the time to film every single thing that's going on. I mean, I'm fully aware that there's amateur dramatics, if you want to learn to paint, if you want to take part in photography classes, perhaps Spanish lessons in your own villa, etc. All of this is going on as well. I just simply haven't had the time to incorporate all these into this video, but nonetheless, there's some fantastic things going on, and I've featured those, and I appreciate it's a long film, but it's very much worth watching to the end. And please guys, enjoy, and hope you'll find it useful. Morning guys, it's 20 past 8 on a Thursday morning in October, and I'm just wandering up from my own property, which is in the La Perla area, I suppose, of Arboleas, to the Hostel Maison, which many of you know, a very popular bar, restaurant come hotel, and I'm going up there today because there's one of our shopping coach trips departing off to Murcia. I'll give you a little bit more information about that and obviously go into how much it costs and stuff in a minute. But as many of you know, there's kind of not public transport in this location, i.e. you can't just hop on a bus to do the shopping and that sort of thing. But what we do have is a number of these kind of regular coach trips that go off to all the big shopping malls. There was one 2 weeks back that went to Riquetes, meeting dog walkers as usual. Hola, buenos días. Buen día. And then alongside of that, you have other coach trips that often go off to maybe somewhere like Cordoba and do a kind of Andalusian or patio tour and that sort of thing. So these are all going on throughout the year, and they're put together by a number of individuals. This one is a lady called Claire Finley from Total Entertainment in Albots, and she promotes all these coach trips regularly on her Facebook page. So let's get up there, take a look, and I'll go into a little bit more detail as to what's happening today and what the people who have taken this trip are going to experience. So apologies, it's not the most quiet kind of filming arena as I'm walking up, because obviously now I'm on one of the main roads going out of Arboleas towards Albots, and this is lots of people now driving to work. Lots of trade vans are passing me, so apologies for the background noise. But look, a little bit of background as to how these coach trips work. As I say, I would say there's probably around 2, if not 3 per month, and they go to various shopping malls, like they've just, as I said, been to one previously in Riquetes. Today's one is to the big shopping malls in Murcia, and I'll give you a little bit more detail where they're kind of dropping off and stuff and what they intend to do for the day in a minute. But I think what they do is pick up everybody at the Hostel Maison, which is why I'm heading up there, I think around 8:45 in the morning. So lots of people who are going on these trips come along, have a nice cup of coffee, then the coach picks them up, and then it takes them up there for the day, allows them to go around, do lots of shopping, enjoy a wonderful lunch, and then brings them back later on this afternoon. Now the cost of this, I believe, is around, well, they range between €13.50 and €14. Murcia is about an hour and 10 minutes away in the car,
So it probably takes a little bit longer on the coach, but that's your transport all the way up there. I can see lots of ladies already gathered in eager anticipation. Probably a couple of fellas as well. I've never experienced this myself. I've been invited, it'd be lovely to go, but obviously this is on a working day. Yeah, lots of numbers have gathered. Sorry, I've got to film this. It's the token bloke who's been waylaid by his wife into going on a big shopping trip. He might be the on-coach entertainment, I'm not sure. You're looking happy, you should. So here's the wonderful bus. As I say, it's now 8:30. Morning, ladies. And it's been kind of fully booked, I think. Leaving for Murcia now, and they'll spend the day up there and come back around 5 o'clock in the evening. As you can see, this isn't kind of some rubbishy bus. Wonderful executive coach, plenty of hold space. So yeah, all the ladies get dropped off here at 8:30, 8:40. Or wander down like I did. That's the lovely Claire checking numbers. And it's lovely to see so many happy and smiling faces. So you can see this is a very popular kind of excursion. And it's thanks to the individuals like Claire and others who take the time to organise these things. You know, I'm not going to invade people's privacy and go on the bus, but I've spoken to a couple of the ladies already and they're kind of really excited. Trying to coax me to come along, take a day off work, not going to happen. But they'll do a lot of happy shopping, I'm sure. It's a great social occasion as well. You know, if you've just moved over, you've not met lots of people, then this is a great way of coming to meet people who probably live close by. Go for a nice lunch and enjoy it. So the bus is just about to set off now, and as I said, Claire promotes this via the Total Entertainment Albox Facebook page. It's also promoted on Almeria Radio, so you can always see when these things are coming up. And they're just really well attended and very well thought of. Well, enjoy Murcia, ladies. Hope you have a wonderful day. Wish I was coming. It's a great place.
Me too.
So IKEA, first stop. And then a lunch break, I'm sure. And then they go over to Nueva Condominia, which is a very, very big shopping mall with all your kind of Zara's, Mango's, famous Primani, I believe. And I've kind of been outside the Hostel Messon when the coach finishes for the day and drops off, and you can see a wave of wonderful brown carrier bags coming out of the hold. So whilst we might not have public transport, we have got these wonderful trips going on regularly. Hope you enjoyed that little video. So that was a great thing to watch, everybody going off to do a bit of shopping. Lots of ladies and Steve. Fantastic. But what I've discovered, I just had a little chat with Claire there, and what they actually do is they've actually got 3 pickup points in the area. So that's the middle one. So the coach starts off at Total Entertainment in Albox, picks up some people there, then goes to the Hostel Messon where we've just been to, and then drives over and picks up another lot of people outside of Cat Services in L'Alfaquilla. So there's 3 pickup points for each of these coach trips. They've got, as I mentioned at the very beginning, they don't just do shopping trips. There's a wonderful excursion in early December going to the Caravaca Medieval Market, which is wonderful. Another one that's already fully subscribed, which is going off to the city of Granada. They did that once before and it was absolutely chock-a-block and booked solid, and they've now put on another one, and again that's been subscribed to very quickly, deservedly so. On the second Sunday, I think it is, or the first Sunday perhaps in December, so keep an eye on the Facebook page. We do get Sunday opening, but only in December, so they've got a big kind of shopping come drinking trip going up to one of the big shopping malls on a Sunday, which means that's the one that I could possibly go to because it's geared towards the people that are actually working most of the week. But I think they'll probably have to lay on 2 coaches for that one. So yeah, what an absolutely fantastic thing to have on your doorstep. You know, I appreciate, because of public transport, it's not quite as simple as you guys may have in the UK or if you're living in the big cities, but still there's lots of facility over the course of a month to go up to the shopping malls if you're missing your retail fix. And all of these, of course, have got wonderful restaurants and nice places to grab some lunch and bars, etc. So just a great thing to be able to have on the doorstep and take part in. Hope you've enjoyed that, guys. Have a nice day. So it'd be very tough for me to put what's going on in the location, you know, things for you guys to do without covering one of the most popular kind of clubs and sporting activities, which is walking football, very close to my own heart. I've sponsored a club, FC Los Amigos, for many, many years. They kind of started in Arboleas, but then moved to Los Guiados, and they're now down at this fantastic stadium in Ture. But this is a kind of hugely popular sport that's, I think, well, the club that I sponsored, FC Los Amigos, was the first one in the area, and off that there came a lot of offshoots. You've now got huge clubs in Lubrin, La Alfaquilla, San Juan, I believe. And what a fantastic kind of sport to take part in. But not only that, there's loads and loads of social events and everything that kind of are offshoots. So, you know, award ceremonies and away tours to play friendlies, tournaments going on all over the south of Spain. So every Monday, 9:30, is when training goes on. New members are always welcome. I mean, all the squads are made up of kind of a mix of residents and holiday makers who've got second homes here. So, and training goes on all throughout the year. Just played a lovely tournament with some guys from Birmingham, and then before that, a couple of teams that have been coming for many years from Eastbourne. There's also another lot of clubs that come over from Blackmore. And this is obviously walking football, not running. Now, if you want to make contact with these guys at the beginning of the video, I'll put the post, but it's FC Los Amigos. It's via Facebook. And if you go and find their page, FC Los Amigos, then you will see join, and then you'll get put in touch with a chap called Dave Muirhead or perhaps Guy Baker. Not a bad backdrop for a training ground, eh? As you can imagine, it's just a very, very popular sport here, and it's the social activities that go alongside it as well that are very popular. I think we've had an incredibly hot summer, as all of you know, so I think during that period, kind of numbers dwindled, and also with the non-resident, i.e. the holiday homeowners, you can only come along and play if they're over at the time. So if you fancy joining in with something like this, you would be more than welcome to come along. Always looking for new talent. And yeah, so come over, buy a lovely property in Almeria, holiday home or full-time home, and you don't need to miss out on your footy. I think people are always surprised when you say walking football that how quick it can actually move, and bearing in mind these guys don't really have a season, so training all year. I've been to some of the tournaments which are absolutely fantastic. I mean, we get teams coming from Malaga, all over Spain really, and tournaments are hard fought and well contested, but you know, it could be quite punishing, I suppose, on the levels of fitness required, but these guys make it look easy. There's a wonderful ending shot to encourage people to join in. You can end up like this. Oh, fantastic. So very important part after every training session, the warm down.
Okay, let's hold to the left. So then try and get your left thigh.
And guys put this fantastic routine together.
Put both shoulders facing forwards. Try not to tilt the whole upper body. So you're just trying to rotate from the waist. Okay, kicking in that position now. Stretch your right leg. So the top leg, straighten it up and try and pull it up towards your left shoulder. Straight. Just go as far as you. So right thigh down. Keep the shoulders facing forwards, pressing your left shoulder. Straighten the left leg. Bring it up towards the right shoulder.
They know the camera's rolling, so they're doing really well at keeping in all the unusual noises and grunts that accompany this. They're all holding their breath. So I've been able and been invited to come over and do a little bit of footage of this wonderful Lawn Green Bowling Club, Bowling the Verhenna. Now this is nestled behind the kind of communal swimming pool bar and the walking football pitch in Lalfakia, a neighbouring village, so very close to Arboleas. It's a long-standing club, it's been going for a good while, got around 80 full-time members. And I'm learning new terminologies. I'm filming all these various little video clips for you to enjoy, but they have 3 weekly roll-ups, as they call them. That's a new term on me, and that's on a Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday. As you can see, they've got around 80 full-time members, as I said. There's a resident coach here who's, if you've never bowled, don't be fazed by coming along and joining in, because you can get tuition and you don't have to become a member either. You can rock up, and as long as you can play, you can rock up, pay €5 and join in the fun. Look at that wonderful backdrop. So the roll-ups start between 9:30 and 10, and the usual run is that there's a lovely on-site bar and cafe, so the members, the players all turn up on a particular day and then start off with a bacon butty, and then obviously there's kind of refreshment stops through the play. This is a very friendly club and very well attended. I think they've got around 80 full-time members, as I said, and the annual membership is €120. They've got facilities here for disabled players as well. And as I said, the resident coach is Ian, lovely chap, and he'll give coaching every time people come along. Obviously it's got to be booked. The president is a chap called Cliff. All the contact information is at the beginning of this little video. Now their team names are the Spitfires and the Hurricanes. There's around 4 other local clubs in the area, and they play these guys regularly. You also get visiting teams come over from the UK, and they'll run a big tournament, play on refreshments, a fantastic barbecue. So it's just a fantastic thing to have on the doorstep. You know, I must admit, I've never bowled at all. I've had family members that were seriously into the lawn green bowling, and I've always had a hankering, but of course trying to juggle that between working and whatever. But it's lovely to know when you've got some spare time and you know, you can come along and partake in fantastic activities such as this. I've just come up to join the guys on their refreshment break. But hey, you guys, are you enjoying yourselves today? Yeah. Have you all been members for quite a long time? And 15 months.
We've been members since the club started.
Really? And it looks very, very enjoyable. Good fun. Hello, Malcolm. Sorry, I can see you there in the background. Hiya, mate. Good morning. Yeah, so you'd recommend people who are coming over to come along and have a go, yeah? See, they all seem like a friendly bunch. You won't be eating. Thanks for that, guys. Yeah.
All the way from San Juan.
You've come all the way up from
San Juan.
San Juan Beach. What, 45, 50-minute drive to take part? Fantastic.
Well, I used to live in Los Angeles, but I live in San Juan now.
Oh, wonderful. So a lot of people travelling quite a distance to join in, or yeah. And I hear you go on various kind of tournaments and you play the 4 other local clubs and all this kind of stuff, and it's got to be good fun, hasn't it? I must admit, I'm filming a lot of activities, and this is the only one I get a hankering to try. I'm not into the football and or the bingo, to be honest. But we'll see how it goes. Thanks, guys, for that. What a fantastic group of people, and as I say, anyone is more than welcome to rock up. You don't have to pay the annual membership or anything like that. You just pay €5 for a game, and anyone wanting to come down and try it out, they'll be more than welcome. And please do come and give it a try. You know, it's fantastic that we've got all these amazing activities on our doorstep, and hopefully this little video has kind of enticed you into coming along and giving it a go. Trying something new, maybe something you haven't done before. And thanks to the guys here down at the club for making us so welcome to do the film. Both have to be on the mat or not?
One foot has to be on, or one foot back to on.
So I could put that one there if I want to, it makes me feel more comfortable.
Get that foot pointing around a little bit more. So your arms are pointing on one side of the leg. Then close and then
And I'm aiming for the white mark as opposed to the jack. That's as bad as yours then? Yeah. We're going to end up in the same. So for this little video, I know there's a huge amount of keen golfers that come over to buy property in Arboleas and Albox. There's a number of groups, but I'm come down today to film one called the Taverners. It's Thursday morning. Now, they usually play Aguilon, and in fact they are playing today at Aguilon, and what happens is they meet in Arboleas, just along from our offices, and there's a nice cafe there, so they usually meet there at around 8 o'clock in the morning. 8:30 on a Thursday, and then do a bit of car sharing, drive down to Aguilon for teeing off around 9 o'clock, 9:30 in the morning. Now, this is an Aguilon golf course because today there's 2 groups actually playing, all part of the Taverners, but some have decided to come and play Val d'Este, and the others are down at Aguilon, so this is Val d'Este. It's a mixed group, so today there's just guys here, but there's often ladies that play as well. And what an absolutely beautiful morning. Val d'Este is about 30 minutes drive from Arboleas, and Aguilon probably around 40, and Aguilon's perched up above San Juan de los Toreros. And then other courses you've got are down in Majaca, Marina del Torre, obviously Desert Springs as well. So here at Val d'Este, I'm just walking at the bottom of a wonderful hotel, which you know, you don't have to be a golfer to come and stay here. Fantastic terrace, there's a wonderful restaurant and bar. There's also a Thai restaurant here. And the hotel sits literally by the first tee. So buggies have been organised. The practice range just down below. And the first tee is just off to our left over here. Everywhere I'm doing filming, this guy with a lawnmower's followed me everywhere I've gone. So, as I say, today the Taverners has been split, a golfing society, the Taverners has been split. Some, around 10 are playing down here at Val d'Esti, where they don't get any reduced rates for the society. I know costings will be important to a lot of people. They're just picking balls out of the hat now as to who they're playing. Now, today it's cost each person €65 for their buggy, and their round, obviously it's an 18-hole course, but normally when they play at Aguilon, because it's reduced society rates, it's only €35 a person. Now, the Taverners are sponsored by my good mate Neil Holmes at Homes from Homes, our next door estate agents, and he puts a lot of time and input into this. The captain's a chap called Bill Gallagher of the Taverner Society, and president is a chap called Tony Rook. Their contact details are at the beginning of this little film. So everybody started to arrive down here about 9 o'clock, 5 to 9. It's now 9:30 and they're just getting ready for the first tee off. They're playing in groups of 4. The first group getting ready to tee off now. Such a friendly bunch of guys, as I say. If you're over, there's a couple here that are just over on holiday, so you know you don't have to be living here to kind of join these societies. I think there's a couple of guys even with some borrowed clubs, you know, because they're over here on holiday. Just a really welcoming group. As I said, the contact details are at the beginning of this video, and if you're coming over and you fancy a round, I'm sure they'll be more than happy for you to get in touch. Well, I didn't expect this. A lovely line-up for a post shot. Thank you, guys, and have a great round of golf. So I popped down this evening to a club called Padel Vera. Padel, many of you may know, is one of Spain's biggest national sports, played all over the country. Now, there's lots of clubs all around Arboleas. This one is actually on Val d'Esti Golf Complex, and I've chosen this one because it's a very popular club, and it's kind of midway between Arboleas, I suppose, and the coast, so you get lots of players coming from the interior and you get lots of players coming from the various coastal resorts. Now, sessions take place here every day of the week apart from Sunday, and there's much more than one session per day. This is obviously, as you can see, an evening session. This one, Thursday evening, starts at 7 o'clock and everyone plays for around an hour and a half. Now, one thing I like about this particular club is they also provide coaching. And this evening session is virtually all what you would count as beginners. The court I just filmed there, they're a bit more advanced, but all these courts, now you can see there's 4 courts here. They've got floodlight facilities. The wonderful kiosk bar, and so what normally happens is the guys will turn up, obviously play for an hour, hour and a half, and then have a nice drink and stuff afterwards, and that's all on site. Now, what they do at these beginners sessions, I mean, you've got a club, what they call club sessions, and there's a monthly subscription, which is €35 per month, and then you can play unlimited sessions. But there's so many different pricing structures. There's lots of guys just over here on holiday, and they can come and hire a court. And the way I suppose the structure is that if you're a total beginner and a novice, you would come along and get some coaching before you're allowed to kind of get into any of the other games. Or if you don't want some coaching, then you can just hire a court on your own and bash some balls about. But they've got excellent coaching facilities here. I don't know if my filming's putting people off, because every time I start filming it in the net or up in the air. I've wandered up now to court 4, and this is a coaching session, so the guys being coached, they're total beginners at this. You can tell by the number of balls on the floor. So as I said, you know, you don't have to be advanced at this, and it's a fantastic sport, so you can come along, get some coaching and get taught how to play properly, and then join in with any of the club sessions. You can tell this coach is Spanish. There's another English speaking coach. And the main contact down here is a lovely lady called Louise. She set this up around a year ago, and in a very short period of time you can see how popular it's become. There's Saturday morning sessions as well, and they are very, very popular. As I said earlier, it runs every day of the week. It's only Sunday. I'll put Louise's contact details at the beginning of the video as usual. And just a very friendly group of guys and gals, so don't be intimidated by trying something new or turning up to have a go at something that's a little bit out of your comfort zone, because everyone's super, super friendly. You'll get lots of help, lots of advice. Just a fantastic social sport. Plays on the same point scoring system more or less as tennis, so you get 40, that's deuce in tennis, it's deuce in paddle as well, but they play a thing called punto de oro, which is a golden point. So if the game gets to deuce, then the next point wins. Just makes it a little bit kind of quicker games, a bit more interesting. Ouch, that nearly got me.
I didn't think it was going to hit the wall, it was just going to go straight past me. It was staying in the
Oh, I tell you what, if that stayed, was going like that. Yeah. It was like a banana.
Well, you can see the enjoyable banter at the end of a game.
No way, Jose.
So who are the winners then? I didn't even get the winners. Who won?
Oh, you should
Yeah? You got to carry on playing?
Yeah.
So there you have it, Paddle de Vera at the Val d'Este Golf Club in the sports centre there. And this is genuinely one of the activities I'm really going to come, I think, and give this a try, because it looks absolutely super fun. Very, very stress busting, I'm sure. And if you can get a bit fitter in the process, hey, why not? Well missed. I've just come over to the Moor Oil. It's Sunday morning, it's 8 o'clock, and I've come over here because this is where one of the local motorcycle clubs meet. You can see all the bikes here. On this particular day, they're going to go up to the Sierra Nevadas via Rioja, so a fairly extensive run. Now, apparently they meet here on a Thursday, but that's more the kind of speed fanatics on the Thursday. Sunday morning is more the kind of cruising, and they literally go all over the country. You can see, I mean, I'm not into the motorbikes very much, but so you'll identify these probably better than me if you are. But it looks like some lovely machines here. Lovely group of guys, and they're all getting ready to go. So they meet here for a quick coffee. Trying to run in bike boots, eh, Dave?
Yeah, just grab me some pennies for the coffee.
So if you fancy joining with, there's not really kind of an official contact or anything for this. Everybody just knows they talk to each other on WhatsApp. The route's not decided till the actual morning. But if you fancy coming along, and they're a very welcoming group, great bunch of guys. I'm sure ladies will be welcome as well. So Moor Oil, which is just outside of Arboleas on the industrial estate, which I've filmed before, but if you need some info as to where it's located, just let me know. 8 o'clock in the morning, Sunday and Thursdays, and you can meet these great group of people and go for a lovely ride out. So the route today is about just over 300 kilometres, and I've just had a chat with the guys, and what they normally do, they'll aim to be back about 4 o'clock this afternoon, possibly 3:30, but they'll have at least 3 or 4 stops en route, you know, for some tapas and another coffee and probably a small beer. And then back in Arboleas about 4 o'clock. So now it's 8:30. They've had about 2 or 3 minutes gearing up, and now they're ready to go. Dave always winds them up. Dave's one of the riders, he always winds them up because he takes his time getting ready, you know, putting on hair gel and stuff like that. And one thing I will say is all the guys are now saying it's a little bit cooler in the mornings, you know, at 7 o'clock when they're leaving home, it's dark, and this is much more, you know, suitable weather, I suppose, for doing these ride outs, and they're all looking forward to it now. They still do it in July and August, but obviously the temperatures are very high, and it's a lot more comfortable when it starts to get a bit cooler. Well, wish you a great day, guys. I'm sure they're going to have a fantastic time. So, feeling a little bit sluggish, or perhaps your fitness levels aren't what they should be, you need some rehab because you've received a kind of injury or something like that, then fear not. We've got 2 fantastic gymnasiums in Arboleas. Now, this is the smallest one of the 2, but it's my favourite, and it couldn't be more convenient. Gimnasio Arboleas, run by the fantastic Ovi, and it's literally, what, 20 foot along from our office to the right of our office. See the contact details there. You can pop through this door into the apartment block that's above our office, and Ovi's just along there to the left hand side. Now he runs a whole kind of host of various classes, and what I like about this one is it's kind of far more, I think it's far smaller and more personal. I think that's probably the best way, but as I said, he runs a range of classes, different prices, but you've got things like functional circuit training, and the guys pay €40 a month, and this is something that you do, you know, to assist mobility, just general levels of fitness. He does personal training sessions, and what, they're €25 a go. He does boxing training in the evening. As I say, a whole host, you know, rehab, fitness, etc. And I'm just going to go and film. I mean, what he does during the week, for example, they open through Monday to Saturday, but he has small classes every hour during the day, and this is one of those classes, and I think I can probably go in and film. I don't know if I'd be happy doing this, but here we go. So this is OV, and the classes through the day are normally done in groups of 4 to 6. Very kind of these guys to let me come and do some filming, but he's had another class already started at 8 o'clock this morning, I believe. Got all the equipment inside here. And it's quite amusing because my office is right next door, so through the day I get kind of Ovi's motivational talks, keeping me motivated at the computer. As I said, I mean, there's a whole range of classes, and what I like about OV is, you know, you can come and get personal training, and he'll literally tailor the kind of schedule to you. Exercise, diet, the whole lot. The boxing classes in the evening are proving very, very popular. I mean, that's high level fitness, I think, but they're proving exceptionally popular. So as well as Ovi's gym that you've just seen, there's also, as I mentioned, a fantastic second gym in the town. This is the medical centre, so it's located right next door to this and by the communal pool. It's the Evolution Fitness Club, and as you can see, this is a very spacious, well-stocked gym. Now my daughter's partner was over on holiday last week, and basically he's a real gym head and can't go 2 days without coming to the gym, and he came up here and used it. They didn't charge him full membership. He got to pay €20, and then he could come every day during that week if he wanted to. Of course there's monthly memberships as well, but he said it was absolutely fantastic. So this is just a little snapshot for you of the kind of equipment they've got. I mean, he's into bodybuilding and everything else, so everything is covered in this gym. Cardiac, bodybuilding, absolutely super duper. And again, this is open on a daily basis as well on the Saturday. Real friendly team down here. Yeah, a vital bit of kit. I think I'd need that if I was coming here. Those of you who know me well say this is a very rare thing to see, me walking around an establishment like this, but I appreciate loads of you love it. So again, if you come to Arboleas on holiday or you're moving over, etc., feel free, wander in, and I'm sure they'll be able to help you out. Good music as well.
Corazón, tú me pides corazón.
There you go. Guys, it's Sunday, the 2nd of October, gloriously sunny morning, already 20 degrees. I'm super excited because I'm just leaving La Perla now. I could have walked this actually, but I'm heading over to the little neighbouring hamlet of La Cinta because today they have a fantastic classic car club rally going on. It's Pedro Trujillo, hope I've pronounced that right, classic car club, and this is an annual event, and they meet up in La Cinta. It's very well promoted by the Arboleas Town Hall, Ayuntamiento, and the registration takes place there. There's a couple of bars and all the entrants, you know, which are very good mix, Spanish, expats, you know, etc. Will bring their vehicles, do some registering, and then at 12 o'clock they set off on a rally driving around all of the Arboleas hamlets. Obviously there's a lunch break. What event would go on in Spain for a day where there isn't a nice lunch break? And then they'll culminate with a nice party for all the kind of participants. With, I believe there's 2 rock bands that have been booked for this, so this will start very early in the morning and go on very late into the evening. And listen, I appreciate this isn't kind of a weekly event, I suppose, you know, like lots of the other activities I've filmed, but basically there are lots of classic car clubs. Vélez Rubio, Huercalavera, Pachena in particular, these are all very close to us, and they have regular kind of gatherings and rallies and meetups, and some of the members who are here today or the participants that are here today will also go to their rallies and events. So, you know, it's not a weekly event, I appreciate, but probably over the course of a year there'll be at least 12 kind of similar events going on locally, that if you've got a classic car or a vintage car, then you'd be more than welcome to attend and join. I've already heard the kind of speakers and the music, and that was from 9 AM this morning. So just now, this is El Prado, turn left and then over the Rambla, and I'm in La Cinta. It'll be interesting to see what the parking's like for the spectators, because I think there's going to be a good number of spectators come to the start point to give these guys a great send-off and have a look at all the nice cars. So there's La Cinta, and just over to my left is El Rincon. Now in La Cinta you've got the well-known bar La Cinta, a big restaurant bar, and also the well-renowned, especially if you live here, Bar Dora's, where an amazing, you know, cups of coffee and a friendly welcome. And this is why I think it's picked as an assembly point. There's ample parking and space for all the vehicles to gather, and then all the participants, drivers and friends and whatever can have a nice beverage and some breakfast and everything before they set off. Well, that was timing. Look, I've just pulled up and here's a load of guys arriving. You know, you don't have to have a vintage Maserati or Ferrari. It's a whole collection of cars. And parking was absolutely simple. Literally two-second walk around the corner. Oh my golly. So you can see they're a very friendly bunch. And this is only a fraction of the participants now turning up, and as I say, they'll all register, have a couple of beers, a coffee, etc, etc, and then 12 o'clock they'll set off and drive around all of the communities tooting their hooters. I don't know if this is a usual thing at kind of car rallies and events, that at the beginning they like to announce their arrival. Roaring engines, lots of tooting hooters. What a kind of super spectacle. And this is around 10:30 now, but this started at 9 AM this morning. I think it's fair to say these guys certainly know how to have a party, and I think this is going to be an incredibly enjoyable day. Now the contact details is via Facebook page, and that's how everyone in the group kind of communicates and stuff, and that's right at the beginning of the video for you. I don't know if you can hear me, but look, you've got a whole assembly of lovely old tractors as well. So essentially you rock up, this is the registration tent, I think it's €10 to participate. As I say, for that €10 you're not only getting the amazing rally, but they've laid on a whole day of kind of entertainment and refreshment stops through the course of the day. And the drivers and stuff are all being interviewed as they arrive. I think this constitutes a load of excited faces. You know, they're going to be trundled round in half barrels at the back of a lovely tractor. Absolutely super. Hey guys, look, it's a Porsche. I can really see the appeal, if I'm brutally honest. These machines are lovely, aren't they? I mean, to attend this, the guys have come from kind of all over the region, really. Look, this guy's from Arboleas, you can see. And I saw that a load from Pachena have come down. Wow. That's rather nice, isn't it? And they're off. Hasta luego. Great day, guys. Make some noise. Oh, have a fantastic rally, guys. I know they've got a nice lunch laid on, a big barbecue. Well, I hope you've enjoyed that bit of footage, guys, and encourages if you've got a nice little vintage or a classic car, join up with these guys and you'll have a lot of fun. They're not leaving slowly, are they? So on this little video, I'm going to go out on a wonderful scooter run today. I haven't actually got my own scooter, so I've come up to a fantastic place called Gran Turismo, Spain, which is just outside of a little town called Urcal, comes under Herculovera. I've rented a scooter for the day for the grand sum of €25 with a full tank of petrol, and it's automatic and a twist and go. So I'm taking it from here. We're going down to a local garage, and a couple more guys are joining, and then we're going over to the BP in Albox, where we'll meet up with some more, and then off for a lovely day on the scooters. Most of the other chaps I'm meeting have all got their own machines, but what a lovely little handy thing to have on the doorstep if you want to come over and do a bit of scootering. There's all the contact details. So yeah, the guys, I suppose the club, the general club is Mahaca Soul and Scooters, based down in Mahaca. Contact them via Facebook. But these are a group of guys that live around Arboleas and Albox, and we're going for our own little ride today. We were going to meet at the BP, but we've all met each other on the road, so we've just pulled into this lay-by. I think we're now going to do an ambling route through the countryside down to Mahaca, I think. So yeah, we've taken a wonderful ride down to Mahaca via the country lanes, effectively. It's a bit difficult to do some filming of that, but it's there's 7 of us, I think, along today. Just putting in to get some petrol. So we've chased a few rockers. Yeah, right. It's all chased since my time. We all wave at each other now. But look at this, pulled into the Sepsa garage here at Mahaca. Then you've got a Harley Hogs Club. All pulled in for some juice, I expect, as well. You can see the Hombre de Vespa. Va despacio. Isn't it nice to see all this gathered in the garage forecourt? Yeah, the hog guys have all driven down from Marbella for 4 days. I think they've been driving around, and they've taken the Almeria sunshine. This brings back some seriously good memories, guys. I have to film this. Rich went in for some petrol, yeah, and then came out, and now look at who's waiting all behind him. There's a sea of hogs. Oh, brilliant. Made it down to Mahaca Playa now. We're going to stop and have a little bit of the kind of tucker and something to drink. As I say, lovely bunch of guys under the general banner of Mahaca Soul and Scooters, which you can find on Facebook, but most of the chaps that have come today live around Herculovera, Albox, Arboleas. So this is a kind of little spur group that go out once a week normally and have a lovely ride around different places and enjoy themselves immensely. I've had a great time so far, so I'm going to try and do a bit of filming on the road. I thought I'd just film a bit of this as well. You know, every time they go out on a run, it's a different route and stuff. So, you know, this isn't a regular pit stop. But if they're in Mahaca, then Masco's is always a popular place to put in. Their coffee's absolutely amazing. Their coffees come with little donuts and a plate of fruit secco and small orange juice, and that's all included in the price, which is incredible. You can see this is in on the bottom floor of the Centro Commercial here in Mahaca, and we're all enjoying now tostadas, tapas, and look at this, very civilised. There's not a beer in sight. Sorry, Graham, can you eat that a bit more sensibly? No, you dropped a beer. So, nice refreshment stop there. Couple of full English breakfasts, some tapas, etc, etc. All getting ready for the road. So back now in the yard of Gran Turismo, Spain, dropping off the scooter that he very kindly rented to me. So had a fantastic day, great bunch of guys. There's lots of lady members as well. And as I said, it's an overall thing with Mahaka Soul and Scooters. If you want to get in contact with me, I can quite happily link you up with them via the Facebook page. They've got their own WhatsApp group, and you know, varying groups of people get involved, and sometimes there's a ride every 2 weeks, sometimes every 3, you never know, but I can put you in contact with them. Gran Turismo, fantastic job. Not only did they kind of rent me a scooter, €25 grand sum of, but they also can deliver these if you're staying in a rental over on holiday. You know, you can have a lovely scooter like this one, that's what's on the trailer, delivered to your door. So if you live here and, you know, you want to join the guys, I'm sure they'd be more than welcome to hear from you. But if you're coming over on holiday, fancy tagging along, then you'd be more than welcome, I know. Thanks for watching. So for this little film, I've just come up, well, I'm filming this so I can show you where we are in Arboleas, but anyone who knows the town, this is one of the main roads coming into Arboleas Centre, going down past the hostel Messon and the Covey Ram. And every Monday morning, and I've only just discovered this myself, and it's absolutely joyous, there is an Arboleas Pétanque club, and they meet here. At the moment, they've got 4 pieces, or pistes, I don't know what they call them. And it's very, very informal. It starts at 11 o'clock every single Monday. You can just turn up. Or they have an Arboleas Pétanque page on Facebook, I believe. And there's a whole mix, age ranges. There's some holiday makers here. And they all come to play pétanque. I think sometimes it's called balls, but you've got some very good players here and some total beginners. And what a lovely, you know, they bring all the cars, play for a few hours. There's some nice bars over the road so they can go and get some refreshment. These guys have got a nice job. I'm amazed, but it's proved hugely popular, and the kind of group has grown over the years. Well, there's another piece down there that's going to be added, and that will make 5 in total, and they're going to need to add that because the numbers that are attending are just growing and growing on a weekly basis. So not the longest film, I appreciate, and today I haven't got time to kind of, they've asked if I'd like to have a go, but I've not got the time really. But this is October now. It's absolutely gloriously sunny, and what a lovely thing to have going on the doorstep. So the Arboleas Pétanque Club, and lots of the players aren't from Arboleas, they've come from all over. Spoke to a lady who's come from Uracal, another one who's come from Zena. So if you're interested, you could just rock up here on a Monday morning and they'd be very, very welcoming. So they're just finishing off here today, and another little tip I've learned is in the summer, actually play in the evenings as opposed to the morning. They play from 7 till 9 in the summer, but now we've started the kind of autumn and the winter, they've reverted to playing in the morning, so meet here every Monday at 11 o'clock if you're interested. All you guys know I've been here an awful long time, and I didn't even know this was going on my own doorstep. So there you go. I'm very happy to let you know about it. So how about this one, the Arboleas Table Tennis Club. So I've come from the outside so you can have a look and see where it's located. See the yellow building there, next door to Evolution, and just opposite the medical centre. And here every Monday, Wednesday and Friday in the morning from around 9:30 the club meets. It's a mixed club, ladies and gents, and a very friendly group. You see the guys play doubles. There's a monthly membership fee, just €5 a month, and that helps these guys buy the lovely tables you're seeing in front of us. As I say, they meet every Monday, Wednesday and Friday in the mornings. All age groups, everyone welcome. Now Neil Harper's the main point of contact, and I've given his email address at the start of the video. But there's a WhatsApp group, a Facebook group. anyone of any skill level entitled to turn up. This seriously brings back some childhood memories. Or childhood, late teens. I think there was nearly about to be a swear word there. Perfectly acceptable. A good friend of mine, Esther, there's taken to the table, and it was her that actually let me know this was going on. And it's literally, you know, like a minute away from my office. So a great way to shake off the cobwebs of a long weekend. Meet here early on a Monday morning. And the guys normally go for, obviously, a coffee. There's a nice bar and whatever next door. So they'll play for a couple of hours and then go for some refreshment. And it's right next door to the paddle courts as well, so I think some of the guys play some paddle as well. So as I say, contact details for this chap called Neil Harper. His email address is at the beginning of the video. And then get in contact with him, he'll give you all the details and probably join you up to the WhatsApp group. Doesn't matter whether you're here on holiday or whether you're living here, you can more than welcome to come along and join in. Fancy your chances. Well, thanks to these guys for making me feel so welcome and come up and do a little bit of filming. It was a bit too good for me. So I've come up on this beautiful, well, it's the 1st of November actually, 20 degrees, to the Soul Yoga Centre, which is in the grounds of a wonderful rural guest house, Vista, Montana. So this is the guest house here in front of me. And just behind me here is the yoga centre. You can hear excited chatter from all the ladies and gentlemen that have come along this morning. I've got to film this a little bit quickly because the ladies are all down and the gentlemen waiting for their class, and it's also streamed to a number of people as well. So I thought I'd show you the kind of room where it all goes on. Come and film a little bit of these guys in action. So just having a wander around this wonderful centre, this is a room where a thing called chair yoga is practised. And this came about because there are a lot of people, you know, with mobility issues and stuff like that who can't partake in the normal classes, so chair yoga takes place. Now, it's not only yoga that's done here, you've got Reiki, you've got holistic therapy days, and they're absolutely fantastic. They're done to raise money for local charities and include things like Indian head massage and Reiki and stuff like that, and people who attend will pay a fixed fee for a particular therapy or treatment. Now there's a monthly fee for the yoga, for example, of €25 a month. This is the lovely Maya. I never know how, I'm terrible with names. Maya, who set up this fantastic centre that we're having a wander around. And what I'm going to do is go up and film a group now actually partaking in a class. God knows how they agreed to that. And this is the kind of gathering point where everyone meets pre-kind of session. And I'll take a little wander, you can just see at the board here. This is what's going on. Now they actually do up to 3 classes per day, Mondays through Thursdays. And then on Saturday there's another class, but this is just done via streaming. So let's have a little wander up and see what's going on upstairs.
You can move your props away from your mat. And let's come now with the feet apart. And we'll continue some warm-up with some standing. Not too wide, let's have the feet a little bit wider than the hips. And we'll start by inhaling, taking the arms out to the side and up. So reaching up and opening out both sides of the torso. Let's take hold of your right wrist. Remember, you're going the opposite way to me. We'll exhale, side bend over to the left.
So Maya's moved up to take the class now. And don't forget, this is being streamed as well. There's some people watching this online.
Exhale, side hinge over to the other side. There we go. You can feel the left ribs opening. Inhale, come to center. Exhale, and allow the arms to float down. Okay, let's do that again. This time we'll come up onto our toes, bring some balance. Inhale, take the arms out to the side, lift up onto your toes. And exhale, slowly. Let's fold forwards. And pause here. Release the crown of the head towards the earth. Inhale, come up with the arms forward. And then take the arms out to shoulder height. Stretch over to the right. Right goes down, left goes up. And then reach forwards. Taking the arm overhead. And then reach forwards. Reach up. Bring the arms to shoulder height. Arms together. And prayer position. And now for the other side. Reaching the arms forwards, up and back. And let's fold forwards. And reaching up. Arms outstretched. Reach over to the left. Left goes down. Right goes up. Reach forwards. Take that arm overhead, reach forwards, reach up, arms outstretched, arms together, right position, and lower your hands down.
So very appreciative of those guys all letting me come along and film. You know, this is a calming thing for them, so to have me standing there pressing the record can't be too much fun, but they did. So that's the Soul Yoga Centre. It's an internationally registered centre, and Maya is an internationally registered teacher. As I said, it's in the grounds of a wonderful guest house, Vista Montana, in La Cinta, in Arboleas. I've put the contact details at the front of the film. And what a lovely group of people. And a real asset to have this on our doorstep. So it's 8 o'clock, it's a Tuesday evening, and I've wandered over to the little square behind our offices here in Arboleas to a very well-known drinking establishment, Pablo's. And I've come over specifically because on every Tuesday there's an activity that goes on that is very, very popular here in Spain, and maybe surprisingly so, and it's just as popular with the Spanish as it is with the English, and that's darts and the arrows. There's a match going on tonight with an opposing team from La Fragua, which is a bar over in Zehena. It's mid-match. Now there's a big league, there's about 19 teams in the league, and those teams are made up of equally as many Spanish players as they are English. So Pablo's, as many of you know, is a well-known sports bar. You've always got the footy going on in here and everything, but every Tuesday evening is darts night. Now the league stretches, you've got teams from Zehena, obviously from Albox, there's more than one team in Arboleas. And this is every Tuesday evening, you know, and you're more than welcome to come down and join in. I have to say this is one of my favourite sports, and it's kind of nice to see it so popular here as well. He doesn't know I'm filming, so I hope I didn't put the pressure on. Pablos have got two teams. This is the second team playing tonight. As I said earlier, against a bar called La Fragua over in Sorhena. And it's one of those nice sports, I suppose, and it's a great way, you know, the Spanish love this just as much as we do. So if you want to come and take part in something where you get to meet your Spanish neighbours and integrate a little bit, then what a great way to do it. There's one local league. I think it's between 17 and 19 teams that are now in that league, and the one thing they do, which I think is quite useful, they all play Tuesday nights. And it's, as I say, I picked Pablo's, but it goes on at Cathy's Bar, which many of you know, and there's even bars up in Oria where they've got darts teams. What a friendly fraternity. So if you like your arrows, you like your darts, then feel free to pop along one night, say hello to the guys. I'm sure they'll make you very welcome. Perhaps join one of the teams. Leave these lads and ladies to their fun.
Well, there you go, guys. I hope, thanks for your patience. I hope you managed to watch that through to the end, and I hope you found it very, very useful. If you have, then please, you know, shares would be very much appreciated, as would a like, as would a comment, and of course, if you know of anything else going on locally that we weren't able to cover, please make a comment so other people can see it and know that it's going on. Another thing I'd ask is, you know, we get loads and loads of kind of positive feedback on these videos and people thanking us for all the effort we put in. We've discovered Arboleas because of you. We bought a house here because of you, but yet they didn't actually have an appointment with us. They've never taken the time to come and see us. They've gone and used our wonderful videos to discover the area and then promptly gone ahead and had appointments with other agents and purchased through them. So, you know, it would be very much appreciated, because as you can imagine, putting these kind of videos together is very, very time consuming, and we love doing it, but it would be great to think that the people who enjoy it and get the benefit actually come along and see us when they're looking at a property over here and have an appointment and discuss what we can do to help. So please, if that is the case, do come in and say hi, do pop in and see us. We'd love to see you, and I hope you found that video of interest.